All right, live audience. Here we go. It's going to be on YouTube. If you're talking, it's going to show up. All right, the infrared sensor I'm going to give you. 36? Awesome. What are people going to say when they hear all this background noise on this YouTube video? All right, here's your breadboard. Plus, minus. Your Arduino. Now we're not going to cover wiring your Arduino. We already did that. That's an O, by the way. Arduino. Alright, so this one will say VCC. This one will say ground. I'm not sure exactly what the order is, but is the ground pin in the middle? Okay, so I got it right. So you got a VCC pin, a ground pin, and a signal pin. The VCC pin needs to go to your breadboard. So I'll use a different color so you can see that it's wire. So here, this wire will go into the breadboard, into the positive.
Sorry, what was this?
VCC, ground, and signal. Then ground will go here in the negative rail on your breadboard. So your Arduino will have a couple pins here. Try not to use a PWM pin because we're going to use those for something else. So any pin. So we'll go with pin 7 just for the sake of argument here. Is that a PWM pin? I can't remember. Is pin 7 PWM?
I'm pretty sure 8 is a PWM.
I want a non-PWM.
7 is not PWM.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, on yours?
Yeah.
No, we have an issue with one of the motors because we do get it to go, but then there's no communication between the head unit and the receiver.
Do you want us to get some for it?
Not yet, because we're going to try a couple other things here in a little bit. Yeah. We were messing with it last week, and I was trying to find out where you guys were at. I was like, oh, I need to call you.
If you need this, you know Mr. Khan's class?
Yeah.
Tell him that you need this because we're in our own little separate classroom outside.
Okay.
It's that little building right next to the new loving shop.
Okay. Alrighty.
No problem.
Uh-huh.
Were you a math teacher? It's a lot of fractions.
Yes, I used to be a math teacher. But you know why I'm not a math teacher anymore? It just didn't add up. Then I was in the building construction part with the building stuff, with building all the frames and stuff, but I couldn't cut it. All right, so a non-PWM pin. Somebody read their Arduino. Give me a number that's non-PWM. 7. 7's not PWM? Okay, so 7. So this will go here. So this is the wiring of your infrared controller. You're going to have 2 of them. 2 of them. So I'm just going to do this for one of them. That's all the wiring is. It's pretty simple. When you put your hand in front of it, it'll light up or not light up. Now, what you're going to get here, that's for you to figure out. And this is what you need to figure out once I give you your controller. So once you put your hand in front of it, there'll be a little LED in here. Somewhere in there. And it's going to turn on and it's going to turn off. So you have to determine whether or not you're getting a high signal. So this is how you got to do it. So you'll have to pull this wire. So we'll use a different color here to test it. Because I'm not going to tell you. Because I'm just that guy. You've seen that video. You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
34 subscribers, you're the guy.
So, I'm not that guy that's going to tell you what's going to happen. So here, to test this, disconnect Okay? So you're going to pull it. So you're not going to be plugged into your Arduino. You are going to take one of these things called a meter. You are going to set it to 20. Maximum it'll read is 2 volts. So you're going to get an error. So you're going to set it to 20. You're going to take these. We'll put it off to the side. Here, you're going to take the ground, and you're going to put it on the ground, on the negative. Then you're going to hook that wire here, and you're going to have your partner move their hand in front of it until it triggers. Then you're going to see that it says high or low, and high is 5 volts, and low is anything less than that. So you are going to determine what that is. I'm not going to tell you. So once you know that, right? What are you going to do? High, low. I guess we didn't need that other box, right? So what is it? Close, far, close, far. We don't need this. So once you put, and I would suggest using like a black pen or something as you go nearby, because what you're going to look for is a black line. So put something black in front of it, see what happens. Something white in front of it, see what happens, because the floor is white. So once you know, so let's say if I have something white, or you might want to do white, black, what you want to do, but you need this piece of information. Once you have that all figured out, then you can go back in. Now, when it triggers, that's up to you. You'll have to figure that out. So here comes the next part. You ready? Everybody got this? Yes? No? Lack of answer? Yes. All right. We used pin 7. So remember, the Arduino was 2 parts. Void setup. You probably already got some stuff. Now here's the thing that I noticed in this class and a couple others. You can actually just write a very simple program just to test. You don't have to write this big old thing or add to your existing program. Write a simple one. So here we'll have void loop, and this is what you're going to do. All of you have an LED. So your LED, if you don't have one, make sure you get one from me. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do this. Pin mode. Now in this example, that thing is connected to pin 7, and that's going to be input. So that's going to be the signal from the IR sensor. So when it triggers, you'll know that you're over a white tile or over a black piece of tape. The other thing is we want to see if it's actually working. Is it triggering? Is the Arduino reading it? So what we're going to do is just real simple program, and we're going to put an LED on pin 3. Then here's what we're going to do. We're going to write an if statement. Let's do this. We'll say that the signal is equal to the digital read digital read of pin 7. Now, an if statement is a conditional, and how it works, hold on before I forget, I got to do something. So an if statement for the Arduino is called a conditional. So we're going to have an if, and here's the conditional. Signal is equal, double equals, because we want to compare, is equal to high or low, depending on what you want. We're going to turn on the LED. And where's the LED? 3. Don't forget these. Doesn't need one on here. Okay. The problem is if I run this code and I trigger it, it's going to stay on, right? So we'll do we'll do another if statement. We'll just keep simple. If signal is equal to low, digital right, 3, low. And then ending curly bracket, and this curly bracket is the big one. There you go. Pretty simple. So what's happening here is you're going to tell the Arduino that you're going to listen on pin 7. And you're going to send a signal on pin 3. The loop will read and assign the value signal to whatever comes out of when we read digital 7. If there's 5 volts on it, we're going to read a high. If anything less than 4.5 volts, it's going to read a low. So if the signal is high, turn on the LED. If the signal is low, turn off the LED. And you'll run that test when you get your stuff. Any questions? Good. Let's build.